When you start a new relationship with a narcissist and they become infatuated with you, what's really happening is that they're becoming infatuated with the imaginary version of you, which they've created in their minds. They would have noticed some of your qualities and some aspects of your personality, but they would have filled in the gaps in their minds of all the things about you that they don't know. And what they would have done was they would have built this image of you that is pretty near perfection in their eyes. And that near perfect image of you is what perpetuates that initial feeling of infatuation in the narcissist and really allows them to kind of fly high, feeling good. They're really feeling high by being around you, someone new in their life romantically, and they're really idealizing you during that phase. The problem is, the narcissist doesn't want to know the real you. They really don't care about the real you. All they care about is that this imaginary version of you that makes them feel good is the only version of you that really sticks around. So the moment you start allowing, parts of your true self to surface, you and your imperfections, no one's perfect, right? And some of your imperfections come to the surface, some of your habits, some of your ways of thinking maybe that don't completely align with the narcissist way of thinking. It really angers them because all of a sudden you're they see you as becoming problematic, as conflicting with them in certain ways. And that really takes them off that kind of high flying energy, that infatuation, that idealization that they were enjoying so much. It just comes down crashing. And they get angry at you because they come down crashing. And this is usually when the idealization phase starts coming to an end, when the infatuation phase starts coming to an end. And they'll make you feel the discomfort. They'll make you feel uncomfortable because of the anger which this has caused in them. They'll make you believe that you're imperfect. They'll most likely, in many ways, point out your flaws, whether it's through backhanded comments or direct comments, or just saying that you're not who they thought you were, that you've changed. They'll come up with so many things, just making you basically projecting onto you their irritation with the fact that you're not perfect. But the thing is, that's why relationships should move very fast. And narcissists do like to move things very quick, and they very quickly construct images, like near perfect images of people in their minds during the idealization phase of new romantic relationships. The reason people should take things slowly in new romantic relationships is because you get to know each other gradually. You get to know each other's qualities and each other's shortcomings. No one's perfect. But because narcissists construct this idealized version of you very quickly, they basically put you in a situation where you have to live up to it, or else they'll punish you and then start devaluing you, which is exactly what they do. And for the target who was eating it up too much at the beginning during the idealization phase, who was feeling, if the target was really enjoying being put on the high pedestal because the narcissist was idealizing them, now the target comes down crashing as well, because now that the narcissist is no longer idealizing the target, they're no longer smothering the target with all these compliments and things. So now the target is running low on all that positive feedback, so to speak. And then they come down crashing and very disappointed and confused and not understanding what happened, and all of a sudden perhaps even believing that they have an issue or there's a problem, they're not doing something right. And all of that whole dynamic, the only reason it happens is because narcissists move things too quickly and they idealize people way too much at the beginning of romantic relationships. If you're with somebody who just thinks way too highly of you, it just doesn't make sense. They're way too into you. That's a huge red flag, because what that might mean is that you have somebody who's very toxic, who's created this near perfect image of you in their eyes, and the near perfect image of you which they've created in their eyes is something they've created almost like you're now their possession. They own you and you're perfect. So by association, they feel better about themselves and their own shortcomings. It's almost like they're using you as an escape to their own problems. If they own you, who's perfect, you know, narcissists are dark beings inside. Usually, they'll feel good with this, knowing that this idealized version of you is kind of their possession, because they're very possessive in their way of thinking about people, especially in romantic settings. But obviously, that doesn't last, and when they're forced to kind of see you for who you are, they get really upset, and they start projecting onto you the fact that you're not perfect, but you never told them you were perfect. They were the ones who idealized you too much at the beginning, but that's just the way they operate. So it just shows how important it is to take relationships slowly. And anybody who's moving things too quickly, if there's way too much positive chemistry, it's good to have some positive chemistry, obviously, in relationships. But if it's way too much, if it's over the top, it's a huge red flag, because chances are it's a matter of time only before things come down crashing. So just beware of that. Obviously, if you've never been through something like that before, you don't know what to look out for. But after you've been through it once or twice, then it becomes easier to know what to look out for. So just look out for those red flags.